I've seen a lot of people ask, if you locked these vampires in a room, who would come out alive? Who would win in a fight? Well, picture it, 8 legendary vampires trapped together, no easy escape. When the dust finally settles, only one can remain standing. My pick? I'm putting my money on Klaus Mikaelson. But let's not just stop there. Today we're going to break it all down. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another showdown like this. Now let's dive in. We're going to set this up like a UEFA Champions League quarterfinal draw. But first, let's take a closer look at each vampire's strengths and weaknesses. 1. Blade from the movie Blade. Blade, Eric Brooks, played by Wesley Snipes, was born as a human/vampire hybrid, which is also known as a damper. When it comes to strength, Blade can lift up to 1,000 pounds, putting him on par with some of Marvel's most formidable fighters. His speed and agility are equally impressive. He is fast enough to dodge bullets fired at point-blank range and can even keep pace with superhuman speedsters like Spitfire. In terms of endurance, Blade's unique physiology allows him to produce far less lactic acid than a normal human, enabling him to fight for hours without succumbing to fatigue. His healing factor further enhances his resilience, allowing him to recover quickly from injuries, resist toxins, and endure even severe trauma, all while aging at an exceptionally slow rate. Despite his vampiric nature, Blade does not fully rely on feeding from humans. Instead, his blood consumption or serum use sustains his power. By consuming blood or, more commonly, a serum substitute, he can restore his strength and heal at an accelerated pace. On top of his physical abilities, Blade possesses unmatched weapons mastery and martial arts expertise, making him a lethal combatant against both human and supernatural foes. Adding to his arsenal of strengths, he has an extraordinary resistance to mind control, making him unusually difficult for telepaths or supernatural beings to manipulate. However, Blade is not without his vulnerabilities. His blood dependency means that without regular access to blood or serum, he risks growing weaker and may struggle to keep his bloodlust under control. While immune to normal sunlight, Blade is still highly vulnerable to red sunlight, which can burn or even kill him. Compared to full-blooded vampires, he is not as strong or fast, meaning that in certain physical attributes, he falls short against pure vampires. Finally, though far stronger and more durable than an ordinary human, Blade is not indestructible. With enough damage he can still be injured or killed. 2. Michael Corvin from the Underworld. Michael Corvin, played by Speedman, is one of the most powerful beings in the Underworld universe, combining the strengths of vampires and lycans into a nearly unstoppable hybrid form. This unique nature allows him to transform fully or partially, manifesting claws, fangs, heightened senses, and immense physical ability. His superhuman strength is extraordinary. Even in human form he can stop a moving truck or break steel chains. In his hybrid form, that strength multiplies to such an extent that he can overwhelm even ancient beings, famously tearing apart William, the first werewolf, with his bare hands. Michael also demonstrates remarkable endurance, able to withstand multiple gunshots and survive devastating blows from powerful vampire elders like Marcus and William. His healing factor further enhances his survivability, enabling him to recover from impalement and even resurrect with only a few drops of blood. In critical situations, his body can enter a suspended state, preserving life until recovery is possible. Alongside his durability, Michael exhibits superhuman speed and agility, moving faster than the eye can track, covering several meters in an instant, and leaping or flipping through the air with ease. Despite his incredible power, Michael is not without weaknesses. His dependency on blood mirrors that of vampires, and without it, his healing slows significantly, and he risks entering a weakened or dormant state. His lack of combat experience also places him at a disadvantage when facing ancient and battle-hardened warriors like Victor or Marcus, who can exploit his inexperience despite his overwhelming raw power. Another limitation is his feral mentality. When in hybrid form, Michael often reverts to a more primal state, relying on roars and instinct over speech and strategy, which can hinder coordination with allies. Finally, Michael is not invincible. Although he is exceptionally durable, enough concentrated damage, particularly to vital organs, can still end his life. 3. Count Dracula from Van Helsing. Count Dracula, played by Richard Roxburgh, is a powerful vampire having gained unique abilities from his pact with the devil. His immortality ensures he can exist indefinitely as long as he continues to feed on human blood. He possesses a potent healing factor, allowing him to regenerate from virtually any wound within seconds and rendering him immune to disease. Unlike ordinary vampires, Dracula has an exceptional resistance to traditional weaknesses, barely being harmed by silver, stakes, or holy water. One of his most fearsome abilities is his monstrous vampire bat form, granted to him by the devil to escape his icy prison. In this form he gains massive wings that allow flight, incredible speed, and the strength to battle even a werewolf on equal footing. His superhuman strength is immense. He can kill with a single bite, stop a man with just one finger, and fight creatures as powerful as Frankenstein's monster. His powers also include elemental manipulation, enabling him to manifest and control certain natural forces, as well as superhuman stamina, which prevents him from tiring during combat or pursuit. Dracula's vampiric bite allows him to infect and turn humans into vampires, continuing his legacy. Additionally, he has the rare ability to control werewolves, bending them to his will, though stronger werewolves such as Van Helsing can resist this influence. Finally, his heightened senses give him extreme perception, allowing him to detect heartbeats and possibly see in complete darkness, making it nearly impossible to hide from him. Despite his near invincibility, Dracula has a singular critical flaw. He is vulnerable to werewolf venom, which alone has the power to kill him by rotting his body from the inside out. While his healing factor can counter most wounds, werewolf claws are able to pierce his defenses and slow or weaken his regeneration. This unique weakness makes werewolves the only creatures truly capable of ending his reign of terror. Plus, Dracula is arrogant and often underestimates his enemies, which can lead to mistakes. For Vlad Tepes from Dracula Untold. Vlad Tepes, played by Luke Evans upon becoming a vampire, gained extraordinary powers that make him one of the most formidable beings in his world. His immortality ensures he does not age, decay, or suffer from disease. He possesses an accelerated healing factor, allowing him to recover from virtually any wound within moments, even resurrection if exposed to blood after severe damage. His superhuman strength is immense, granting him the power of 100 men. He can bend steel, shatter stone, and single-handedly slaughter armies, as seen when he annihilated 1,000 Turkish soldiers in combat. Alongside this strength comes superhuman speed, letting him dodge attacks effortlessly, and superhuman senses, allowing him to see galaxies in the night sky, track blood through veins, and hear even the faintest sounds. Vlad also wields metamorphosis, enabling him to transform into a swarm of bats at will, either for rapid travel, devastating attacks, or evasion. Once fully turned, his condition is irreversible, granting further abilities like weather manipulation and feral enhancements. As a full vampire, he gains weather control, summoning storms, covering the sun with clouds and dispersing them at will. Even before becoming a vampire, Vlad was a master swordsman, and his martial prowess, combined with his supernatural abilities, makes him a lethal warrior. Despite his godlike powers, Vlad is not without vulnerabilities. Sunlight burns and weakens him, rapidly blistering his flesh and, with prolonged exposure, reducing him to a charred corpse, though he can regenerate if given blood. A wooden stake to the heart is another lethal weakness, causing him to rapidly decay and disintegrate. Silver is particularly dangerous. Its touch burns his skin and large quantities weaken him severely, reducing him to near-human frailty by impairing his vision, hearing, and strength. Vlad needs human blood to sustain his powers. Resisting it weakens him. 5. Klaus Mikaelson from the originals. Klaus Mikaelson, played by Joseph Morgan, is the first and only original hybrid. He stands as one of the most formidable beings in existence. His original vampire status makes him nearly indestructible. Ordinary weaknesses such as stakes, fire, sunlight, or even decapitation cannot kill him permanently. His unique hybrid physiology grants him both vampire and werewolf traits, making him stronger, faster, and more durable than almost any other supernatural creature. His immortality has preserved him for over 1,000 years, giving him eternal youth and resilience. Klaus's rapid regeneration allows him to recover from almost any injury within seconds, ensuring he can survive wounds that would kill lesser beings. With his werewolf powers, he possesses heightened senses and can draw upon the ferocity and strength of his wolf side when needed. Klaus also wields the hybrid's venomous bite, lethal to vampires and feared across the supernatural world. He cannot be decapitated, and his sheer physical strength is such that he can end most vampires with a single swipe of his hand, effortlessly tearing through them. The sire bond gives him control and influence over his bloodline, as every vampire descended from him carries a direct link back to Klaus. Beyond raw power, Klaus has over a millennium of combat experience, mastering warfare, strategy, and ruthlessness in battle. His unmatched blend of supernatural dominance and tactical cunning makes him a virtually unstoppable force. Despite his unmatched strength, Klaus does have vulnerabilities. The white oak stake remains the only weapon capable of killing him permanently. His vulnerability to magic is one of his greatest weaknesses, as witches and spells can subdue or restrain him in ways brute force cannot. Like all vampires, Klaus requires blood to survive, and prolonged dehydration can render him weak, immobile, and desiccated. 6. Michael Morbius from Morbius. Morbius, played by Jared Leto, though not a true mystical vampire, possesses a wide range of superhuman powers as a result of his scientific transformation. His superhuman strength allows him to lift up to 1,500 pounds at his peak, depending on the blood he has consumed. He also boasts superhuman speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, and acute senses, making him far superior to the best-trained human athletes. His vision allows him to see clearly in near-total darkness and even perceive infrared heat signatures, while his sense of smell is so keen that he can detect blood from miles away. Morbius's regenerative healing factor lets him recover from severe injuries such as gunshots, slashes, or burns within minutes or hours, although it cannot restore missing limbs or organs. His fangs and claws are deadly in close combat, capable of piercing flesh and even rending bone with ease. He can also perform psionic gliding, allowing him to drift through the air at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. Additionally, Morbius enjoys a unique advantage over supernatural vampires. He has immunity to most traditional vampire weaknesses. Holy symbols, silver, wooden stakes, or direct sunlight cannot kill him, and he does not burn or incinerate when exposed to daylight. While not formally trained, his raw power makes him a formidable hand-to-hand combatant. Morbius's most pressing vulnerability is his blood dependency. He must consume blood regularly to maintain his strength and mental stability. Artificial blood offers only a temporary solution and is less effective than real human blood. This leads to his second major flaw: instability. When deprived, he risks losing control to his vampiric urges, becoming feral and unpredictable. While extremely durable, Morbius is not fully immortal. With enough damage, he can still be killed. His lack of experience also puts him at a disadvantage compared to ancient vampires who have centuries of combat knowledge and strategy. Lastly, Morbius has a sensitivity to sunlight. Unlike mystical vampires, it does not burn or destroy him, but it irritates his eyes and skin and can weaken his effectiveness during the day. 7. Edward Cullen from Twilight. Edward Cullen, played by Robert Pattinson, possesses a wide range of strengths that set him apart, even among other vampires. Physically, he has all the enhanced attributes of his kind: superhuman strength, stamina, agility, and speed, as well as heightened senses and a natural healing factor. What makes him stand out most within his own family, however, is his speed. Edward is widely regarded as the fastest of the Cullens, able to outpace not only his kin but also most adversaries he encounters. These abilities allow him to perform feats no human could hope to achieve, moving faster than the eye can track and enduring incredible punishment. What makes Edward truly formidable, however, is his telepathy. His gift for reading minds gives him a decisive advantage, especially in combat, where he can anticipate an opponent's moves before they even act. Beyond his powers, Edward's long life has honed his intelligence, discipline, and self-control, and his strong moral compass drives him to act with integrity even when it conflicts with his vampiric nature. Still, Edward is not without weaknesses. Despite his immense strength, he is not on the same level as more ancient or hybrid vampires like Michael, making him vulnerable in battles against older, more powerful beings. His chosen diet of animal blood, while moral, leaves him weaker than vampires who feed on human blood and denies him the full measure of his potential strength. Like all vampires in his world, he is also susceptible to permanent destruction through beheading and fire. These vulnerabilities, along with his ongoing struggle with bloodlust and the moral weight of vampirism itself, show that Edward, for all his gifts, is far from invincible. 8. Damon Salvatore from the Vampire Diaries. Damon Salvatore, played by Somerhalder, possesses all the standard powers of a vampire, including superhuman speed, strength, reflexes, and heightened senses, making him a formidable opponent in combat. His immortality ensures that he does not age, and his rapid healing allows him to recover quickly from most wounds. Over more than 170 years, Damon has gained extensive combat experience, facing not only humans but also vampires, werewolves, and witches. This experience, combined with his cunning and ruthlessness, makes him highly adaptable in battle, often using deception, ambush, or psychological tactics to gain the upper hand. Damon is also a skilled user of mind compulsion, frequently manipulating or controlling human minds to serve his purposes. His strength is further amplified when he consumes human blood, giving him an edge over vampires who abstain. When motivated, especially by his love for those closest to him, Damon becomes even more dangerous, fighting with fierce determination. Despite his power, Damon is still vulnerable to several weaknesses common to vampires. Sunlight will burn and incapacitate him without the protection of his daylight ring. Wooden stakes, bullets, or objects can pierce his body and even kill him if they strike the heart, while decapitation, fire, or heart extraction remain permanent methods of destruction. He is also highly susceptible to magic, as witches and supernatural spells can overpower him with relative ease. Now that we've broken down their strengths and weaknesses, it's time for the real test. In the next video we'll pit these characters head to head and find out who truly comes out on top. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss one of our thrilling movie analyses and deep dives. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned for more edge of your seat content.